Hey, it's the Empire. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon for more videos. We taking over. Let's go, champ. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button right now. Let's go.
Hey, it's the Empire. Boxing Empire. Boxing or boxing. Now, my boy Tony Bellew, man, the legend killer, the guy who stopped David Haye when no one believed in the guy. I mean, stopped him, knocked him out of the ring, knocked him out twice when they fought. Wild stuff, man. Tony Bellew shocked the world when he beat the Haymaker, David Haye. He's rocking with DERECK Chisora in his Oleksandr Usyk fight, man. He thinks that DERECK Chisora can land a big right hand because he sees a lot of weaknesses in Oleksandr Usyk. Now, one weakness he talks about is Oleksandr Usyk leaves his chin up in the air, and he just thinks, he's been studying films from the amateur days, and he has the same habits in the amateurs as he does in the pros. A lot of people like to emphasize the amateurs in boxing, and the problem with the amateurs is it's the amateurs. It's based on a point system. It's completely different from the actual pros. And then that being said, there's not a lot of inside fighting going on in the amateurs, right? It's mostly out of distance. And that being said, it's just a big aspect lacking from the amateurs that are implemented in the pros. If you spend too much time in the amateurs and you built your legacy off the amateurs, when you try to bring that to the pros, you're gonna have a big hole in your game because you can't handle inside fighting. Right now, understand that Oleksandr Usyk, he's from the Ukraine, just like Vasily Lomachenko, and one big hole in Lomachenko's game is fighting in the inside. That's why he lost to Orlando Salido. DERECK Chisora is a big, strong fighter, natural heavyweight, always been in the heavyweight division. If he tries to walk down Oleksandr Usyk and fight him on the inside, that can be a different dynamic that Usyk's not used to. Now, I'm going to get some quotes from Tony Bellew, man. I'm going to talk about it. He says, and I quote, "I still think Usyk is a little bit open and he can be caught watching his amateur fights. There's always been a reaction from him when he gets caught clean, but no one has exploited that so far in the pros. His chin is up in the air often sometimes, and if it continues, then it might get caught one time." Now, man, that being said, man, you guys have it from Tony Bellew, man. He said he sees weaknesses in Tony Bellew. He's defensively vulnerable sometimes, and I agree, man. I've seen him get outboxed by Tony Bellew when they fought each other, and Tony Bellew was on the cusp of beating and defeating Oleksandr Usyk if he just went to the scorecards. But too bad the guy got stopped. He couldn't make it. It was unfortunate for him, but he was doing great in the fight. Oleksandr Usyk is a phenomenal fighter, undisputed champion at cruiserweight. He was able to walk through all those fighters to become the undisputed champion. That being said, man, Oleksandr Usyk is going to be, I think with this COVID-19 thing going on, this pandemic going on, it's going to be a little easier for him to fight DERECK Chisora if this is a controlled environment, if this is a closed event, if this is like a studio type event where they have a fake crowd and a fake background, because he's not going to be deterred by the crowd, because there'll be no crowd to be deterred by. He'll just be completely focused on DERECK Chisora. And I think this weighs a big factor in the fight. I think if Chisora has the fans backing him and he's in the all Britain crowd, that definitely give him a confidence boost and just a subconscious adrenaline of energy when fighting a legendary fighter like Oleksandr Usyk. That being said, man, I think that the venue is extremely important, and where they fight and who's attending the fight, to give DERECK Chisora the confidence he needs to really impose himself on Usyk. DERECK Chisora is an extremely emotional type fighter. You can see it when he fought Dillian White. There's times in his career when he fought Ajay Kabaya, he lost that fight. He got outboxed, and it was shocking. I do think that Ajay Kabaya is a great fighter, but I don't think he's better than Dillian White, and I don't think it's a style difference. I think that DERECK Chisora was just more motivated to fight Dillian White, and that's why he showed up in that fight. That being said, the crowd is the same way. If he's in the middle of a fight and the crowd's hyping him on, he's most likely going to continue just based off the energy off feeding off the crowd. So that being said, man, where they fight, who's attending, all that's a factor in this Usyk fight, because this fight is extremely competitive. Derek Chisora is going to need all the help he can get, man. He's going to need all the help he can get, not just training with David Haye, but the crowd itself and the motivation, because Derek Chisora is a phenomenal fighter, but he hasn't been the most disciplined fighter, and he's going to need a lot of factors that should be innate in a boxer, but Derek Chisora has been around. He fought so many elite level fighters. He's seen it all and done it all. So in his book, it's a little old hat, right? We're gonna see if this guy shows up. We're gonna see if he can pull it off, and this would be a big staple in his career if he can. But you can't look past Oleksandr Usyk. I just think he's such a big deal. He's like the Goliath of the cruiserweights going up to heavyweights. So there's no need to hype the guy up. Everyone already knows everything they need to know about Oleksandr Usyk. They already know he's a undisputed champion. They already know he's a threat. They already know he moves extremely well, and he's a mobile heavyweight. Something that's really not done at heavyweight right now. He's extremely fast for a heavyweight because he's coming up from a smaller weight class. So yeah, man, this is gonna be extremely dynamic. We're gonna see if Usyk can bring it, if he can show that heavyweight power, that one punch knockout power. Anyway, man, let me know how you guys feel about it, though, man. Tony Bellew rocking with the former legendary fighter, Derek Doughboy Chisora. Let me know how you guys feel about it, though. Like, comment, subscribe. This is the Empire. Geobasket Empire. Peace.